Yo guys, good morning, good afternoon everyone. How's everyone doing? Hello, Optimus Prime. Yo, Barry, what's up? Been a while, brother. What are you doing now? All right, just gonna wait a couple more people to join. Guys, how was your last week? Market was pretty bleeding. It was pretty easy to trade. Most of the names. As trade ideas or setups that we talked about in the previous charting session. Most of them played out pretty nicely. Just vacationing, yeah, that's how it should be. Nice. Yo, yeah, next week is about to be a banker one. I can feel it. Big moves coming. All right, so here's the ETFs. First big weekly charting session, guys. Okay, hopefully you like it. Alright, guys. So I think this is good enough so people can watch recording. So let's get started. Hello and welcome everyone to today's charting session uh, with Bull's Corner. Guys, today's topic is gonna be the same. We're gonna look at some ETFs real quick, and then we'll look at some of the stocks in my list, and then in the end, I'll go over some chart requests, and I will also, do some Q&A. You guys can ask, questions in the middle too. If you guys don't understand anything, or if you guys have, more questions about any topic, so let me know. So, let's start with ETFs. Let me remove these ones. Yes, looking at ARC ETF, as mentioned last week, it was bear flag was setting up, and then it was gonna break from this bear flag. Already broke down, range break going down. So what's next for ARC? Is gonna go more down. Um, Doji here, with some high volume. So I'll be just watching to play the downside on ARC. The only reason because I don't see a bottom yet. The you the thing is, whenever you want to play the upside, you want to see some sort of consolidation. You want to see price breaking out of consolidation to play the upside. If you want to play the counter trend, just like here, price came down one day to like a couple days, price consolidated and then went back up. So same thing with the upside. Price went up, consolidated a little bit, and then started breaking down. So if I want to play the upside, I want to see the same sort of structure before playing the upside. But for now, downs are looking good, targeting this June lows here, I guess. Yeah, so June lows, probably some consolidation, price another bear flag, and then another breakdown to test these fresh lows here. Mm, so definitely looking weak. So this is the semiconductor ETF. Hit our target perfectly, June lows, and then bounced off of it. Formed some of the bullish candle. So what can happen next week? So next week, all you wanna do is so 189. So this, if you want to play a bounce on this one, so 189 or this Friday lows needs to hold, or you wanna see some sort of consolidation, or probably for a day or two, or little bit dip, and then closed under it. So if you want a short, then I would wait for price to close below this zone, on like a daily close, and then there's a it's good to go short, because there's like two, price is already down a lot, and you're not like a major rally happened. So there are high chances that we see a good short squeeze before going back down. I will talk about it in the SPY chart. Mm, but this Friday lows needs to hold. If that low doesn't hold, then semiconductor ETFs going to 173 next on that break. Biotech, you know, as, as the chart suggested where it is going. Fresh breakdown of this head and shoulder. I think any pullbacks to this 80-81 zone is gonna get sold. So I think can provide a good short opportunity, even if it pulls back a little bit. Hmm. Materials, pretty overextended. I wouldn't short it. Hammer into the support here after breaking down June low. So I don't think there's some they can be a little bit pumped to fill the gap, or some volume spike too. So let's see. But all the gas. The thing is, all these pumps gonna get sold. All these pumps gonna get sold. Um, so do not just blindly short anything. Just wait for a little bit of retracements. Just like this green day is gonna come. Puts out 2 to 3 months out, and then they'll pay easy. XLE bleeding down, so pretty weak. So definitely watching these lows here on XLE. So if XLE breaks this 69 or 70 zone, um, 70 zone on next week, then we can definitely see these July lows for sure, and then we have some small gaps to fill up here. Now looking good. There's a triangle break on the daily chart. I low price target. We'll go over it right now. XLU, you guys same, most of the charts, all the ETFs, they look the same. XLU, um, gap is filled. Probably it's time for a bounce. Right. Just gonna do the S&P to get a good picture of where it's going. Looking at SPY chart, um, yes, as mentioned last week, I was actually expecting a bounce of these zones. Like bounce of, I was expecting somewhere around here. I was expecting a bounce um in this consolidation, but I was kind of wrong. That this was a daily demand zone. It was holding pretty nicely, and then I was like, price can come here, and then you can bounce off this here. I got it wrong on this one, but now the picture is looking a little bit more clear here when you're looking at the SPY. So it's already tested June lows almost. So now what's next? Hmm. See, this is this could be wave three. This could be, and then I want this wave to end. This wave one is ended here, and then probably one more a quick leg down, and then pull it back up for a wave two coming down. So the risk to reward is not good for the bears here, unless we breaks June lows and hold below it. So I'll be watching next week carefully. They're like too overcrowded now. The bear side. You guys know what that means. We can see a decent sized bounce in the market before shorting it back down for a wave three to the downside, and then we haven't really retested this flag on a weekly chart. So I do think, after a little bit of dip, price can rally, and then will give us a really nice short opportunity again for shorting it back down. So this is my SPY chart, and then if you don't trade on waves, then the key levels that I'll be watching to play the downside would be the June lows, and then if I want to play the upside, I would just have the Friday highs as my upside trigger point. Friday highs a good level, break that, and a nice gap to fill, nice supply zone, and then some levels are pretty clear in this one. So this is a chop zone. I would not like to hold my positions in the chop. Want to break that, breaks that again, get into trade again. So pretty clear levels here, um, on SPY to the upside and to the downside. So 362, as technical breakout trader, if not 362 breaks, and then I'll be looking to get a good target here. 354 can be the next here. A good support zone. Resistance worked as a resistance, breakout worked as a support in the past, and then also formed a demand base here on that run up. So can definitely see a support at 354 level, even if it dips down, to add some calls, near term, to play the dead cat bounce on it. So this is why, going forward, but I will also update the chart on my Twitter. So if you guys have any confusion about it. And then another thing that guys, if I looking at the weekly chart on the SPY, I can see, there's a strong divergence forming on the weekly chart. So let's say even if we, end red next week, around 3654, even a little bit lower on SPY. So there's a weekly divergence setting up on price. Price is gonna make lower lows, and then this RSI is gonna make higher highs. Which, especially if there's a signal on the weekly time frame, most likely it's gonna play out in aggressive way. So the same thing that happened here. um, you guys see there was a divergence right here in price. This is a divergence, um, and then we saw this aggressive rally to the upside. We saw this downtrend, and then we saw this aggressive weekly rally to the upside, and then when everyone was calling that the bottom is in, and then this can happen again after hitting fresh lows, and then another squeeze to trap all the bulls. Mm. Use same story as boy. This Juno is gonna break. I'm just gonna give you my long target. Somebody asked for my long target, guys. My long target on SPY is around 350 to $300. um if you're if you don't care about this wave stuff, all you gotta care about is the fact this is price is consolidating in this tight range here. If you think about it, price is consolidating in this range, and then if I take this range, the downside here, and then my target would be 295. So just a range break, measured move of this range, so it would be 295. So it's definitely going around 300 if it breaks its June lows. um, let's see. And then looking at Qs, same thing, just watching June lows here. Weakest close for Qs. Look at the daily chart, hammer, same type of candle, watching a little bit dip to June lows, to see if this June low holds, and then we can ride the uptrend on this one. Mm. DAE is pretty weak, then all already broke June lows, but also formed a nice hammer on the daily chart. So a bit confusing here at these levels. So want to see a little bit more action on the daily time frame to to really see where price is heading. I do have the same thing. All the same thing. Guys, I think price is market is gonna give you guys another chance to reload the puts again, because whenever price, if you guys saw the last video, whenever price moves down in an impulsive way, there's always some sort of pullback in a bear pattern to dump it back down again. So I think this is what is happening right now. If you look at SPY, uh, impulsive move down, this huge impulsive moves to the downside, and then this bear pattern formed, huge impulsive move to the downside, another impulsive, another corrective pattern, and then dump it from there too. Mm. So these are the ETFs analysis. Let me know, guys, if you guys have any questions regarding this one. Double A pretty overextended. Apple holding up pretty nicely. So the key level I'll be watching to play the upside on Apple would be around 153. This whole zone here, once it clears, this is a clear daily range, broke down, retested it. So if 153.50 level is not breaking, there's no point of playing the upside on Apple, with a little ups. And then this is obviously a big level, 160 up. Let's see if it goes there. But for upside 153.50, and then for the downside, we have a hammer here, printed upside, again another hammer, but needs to hold this low. If this low breaks, and then I'm expecting 146.50 on Apple, and 142 is my next target here. So should be an easy to trade, if we break either side on these ones. Ooh, Airbnb uptrend broke. This looks like this bear flag. Mm. So this bear flag triangle broke down on Airbnb, expecting more lows, going forward. So definitely watching this Friday lows to play the breakdown, and also watching this resistance, because this was a prior consolidation zone. Price broke down, and then if any retest we get of this zone, and we'll see for a rejection to play the downside again on it. Daily is a bit extended, but also watching this Friday lows, a good setup. Adobe is just holding this daily demand, this right into the near COVID demand. So nothing really going on. The only, I would only go long, if price breaks that 300 zone. Anything, below, I'm not interested, because price is consolidating, downtrend. And then if it breaks this highs, it can definitely test um, some of this ranges. Yeah, 328 can be tested on break of 300. So definitely on watch. UDSK, nah, this con sucks. Ooh, Firm's a good one. Yeah, Firm, this uptrend broke, this range broke. So definitely watching the downside, watching the Friday lows to play, which would be 1875 low breaks, and then 1639 comes. Guys, these are one of the easiest names to trade. Um, like basically easy, this low breaks, and then you take the trade. There's a couple more examples like this one, like beyond, this last week I showed you guys, broke down, and then since it started going down. There was this XPath broke down, this IPO low, and started going down. Right, there are a lot of examples like these ones. So find them, and then you can play it literally every day on it. Most of the these names are looking the same, these semis. So I would only choose, one or two, and then see, which ones have a good RR, and then, we'll just play that. So looks like a fake out on AMC. Price closed below the level and closed above it. So if we hold this Friday lows, then you can expect a bounce. Expect a bounce. You retest off the 793 level here. Going forward, a little bit dip to the downside. Test these, retest it, and then went to the upside. So it used to hold this Friday lows to rip it back to the upside. AMD is actually not looking good. I would definitely try to go short on AMD. I think if even if the market is sideways, or a little bit downside, AMD can see more weakness compared to other. Just because it is in this huge level, broke 72, and if you look at the volume shelf, yeah, there's like no volume traded in this zone, so it's definitely gonna go to 59 for sure. So keep an eye on this name here. So definitely watching Amazon. Also holding key level here, 150, and then formed a hammer of this zone here. Downside target still haven't met $100, but it's just working its way on towards it. So watching Friday lows, or anything breaking Friday highs, or some after some consolidation breaking to the upside. I think then that would confirm the short-term bottom is in, and then there's no point of staying in the puts at that point. Both charts fucking look like the same. American Express. So this 146 as a 40 is a good level to have it on your charts. Um, Not sure about playing the downside on it anymore, but if we pulls back into this zone, which is a prior breakout zone, and also head and shoulder. So anything consolidation here in a bear flag, can be a good shot for American Express to play the downside. B is no. How's B? B broke this big level, so just a clear fake out of this range here. And what's next for B? Holding this key support here. So what's next for B? I think any pullback's gonna get sold too on this one. Mm. So any retest of this zone, which is like 141, 142, can be a good sell opportunities. But also watching this Friday lows. If it breaks the Friday lows, there's some nice targets here, some small gap to fill at 122. So definitely targeting those if we break this Friday lows here. Setting an alert. Baba, I think it's close to bottom. Baba is close to bottom. Cut HSI. Still downtrending after this hammer. I was expecting some sort of consolidation and then move to the upside. Let's see if we can hold this zone here. This is a Hong Kong index looking more weak. We'll get into Baba calls when I see this index bottoming. Banks, mm, banks are holding up. Some of the banks are holding up really well. Compared to the other names out there. Still, did not visit the June lows yet. I think there's no man's range. I would not trade BAC. I think beyond it can be the one of the easiest shot going forward. You just can see huge impulsive down, no pullbacks. What is going to happen now? Price is going to pull back, a little bit to the upside, huge bear flag, and then boom to the downside again. Rinse and repeat, guys. Look what happens. Every single pullback, every single green is going to get sold. Look, green is getting sold, huge impulsive downs. Any single pullback is going to get sold. So it's literally going under $10 pretty soon. Had bounced off of this June lows again. Let's look at the magnets first, where they're standing. No, don't worry about it. Oh, this is a good one. So key level broke, key range broke on some high volume. So definitely watching Friday lows on cat to play the downside with the targets of 150 and 155. So 155 and 150 is the next target on break of Friday lows. So definitely good setup to play the downside as long as price stays below this 170 level. ECJ. No. I'm only gonna have the setups, guys. I'm only looking for setups which are basically not like very overextended on the daily chart. So I don't want a fake, or let's say if price is very overextended from the daily chart, and then I'm playing the breakdown on it, and then after the breaking down it's going to get more extended. So there are the more extends, the higher the chances of it aggressive bounce back. So I want to see something which is not sold off hard, and then still hovering around near daily magnets. ECL patience, this bear flag breakdown, because bear flag broke down, but nothing's confirmed. Earnings coming up will confirm. Matter of fact, just look at Jets ETF pretty quick. Oh fuck, I forgot to drink my coffee now. It's fucking cold. Guys, Jets. Told you guys last week, Jets and EVs were a main focus to the downside, and look what happened this week. We got new lows on Jets, and then if you look at EVs, look at all that, look at all the Teslas. Look what happened off right off the bat. Pretty red week for the Teslas, and then looking at some of the other names. Lucid's pretty weak, and then GM, also. So what's next? So this is a Jets ETF. Again, I'll be shouting airlines going forward. I'll be watching Jets. If Jets stays below 1590, then I see more weakness in Jets. Huge volume spikes um, coming, and then has a nice gap to fill on the ETF. So it's definitely gonna fill this gap. Has this another gap to fill since COVID lows. I think it's gonna fill both of these gaps. How is the CCL? Guys, how was your last week? Let me know. I know Mark's pretty red and stuff, but it was kind of easy to navigate. All these levels. Respecting pretty nicely. So CCL 843 is a good level. I personally won't play CCL because it's a penny stock now, but key levels are there. I would play like RCL, LUV. These kind of names. Chewy, nice bounce of this support here. So what I'll be watching is this Thursday highs to break the upside. Because if bulls are really strong, I want them to see the break the Friday highs. I want to see them break Thursday high, and then which is also a Wednesday close. That means the bulls are strong. They are breaking out of 3-day consolidation. So it'd be a good breakout with the targeting 34, 34.50 around that level, and anything to the upside. For the downside, also an easy play. Gap fill is there, so 30.21 to the downside. So definitely watching both sides for Chewy with the targets of 28.80. Ooh, CLF, but extended. I won't play it anymore. But startup is there, so huge fake out, a huge fake out price consolidating in the sideways, holding this big level 1278, which is not, I believe, a COVID lows, and we break 1278. We're just gonna go straight. 1278 break on CLF, and then it's going to under $10 to like $9. Wow, that's a pretty downside move. There's like no support here in this zone. Should see more downside, but a little bit extended here. Because I think this is also one of the the setups. This one of the stock that most people don't play, but this is the I think that this is one of the best stocks to play on a small accounts. The reason the IV on this name is not high, and then this stock not like other stocks gaps up and gaps down every single day. Just like on earnings gap down. That's it. Other than that, this moves pretty nicely. Barely gaps up, gaps down. Even if markets does not matter, um, you know, and then it just key level breaks downside options. Options are pretty good on this one. So what's next? Looking weak. This name holding this key zone here 31.44, 31.44 breaks, $1 down, 30.45 comes next on Comcast. What if this is ready for a bounce? Look at this impulsive move down. No even pull, not even pull. Every single pull is gonna get sold 100%. Coin, I see head and shoulder here on coin. Broke this uptrend, and then also we have this, head and shoulder setting up, but nothing's confirmed unless we break this Friday lows. So Friday lows is a big level for coin. For upside, let's see, a little bit more consolidation would make sense. Costco's not looking good. Guys, if you guys follow me for a while, you guys know this. I've been tracking this for a while. This head and shoulder that we projected, when the price was here, that there was a 5 moves waves coming up, and then price is gonna go to the downside, gonna make this huge head and shoulder. I'll try to find the Twitter post on it that I posted like a while ago. When price was here, was expecting a pullback, and now price is in this huge head and shoulder, uh, about to break down pretty soon. So impulsive move down, more lows coming on Costco. I expect Costco to trade below these zones here pretty soon, below these May zones. So around like 380, 390 would be a good zone. So looking weak, holding this key support here, 463. So we break 463, and then this is the next demand zone right here. Actually pretty solid for a bounce too. So if he goes to like 450s, also a psych number, go there, and then a decent bounce. Let's see if can that happen. Starting an alert. Shop. Let's look at clearly shop first. You said, I know we got into shop. The only reason that I got into shop puts, guys, was this price breaking this, this zone here, 21, 28, 20 level I was watching. The only reason I got Friday puts was, price closed under my level, and then price literally broke out, faked out of this range here, closed above it, and then I closed my puts for like minus 9%, but it still has a lot of room to the downside. If you look at it, this key range is broken. I think any pullback to this one is gonna get shorted. If I see any pullback again into this zone here, as long as price stays below this zone, so it should see more downside. So any move around this zone should dump it back to the downside. So definitely I'm watching to reload puts again. You played my crowd play. Oh, yeah, crowd is the easy one. Nice. There's some clean levels on it. Yeah, 166, 167 was a clean level. Break that and then hit our target perfectly. 158 bounced off of it again. And then what's next? Still looking weak. Huge consolidation break, or you would say head and shoulder two, right? And then any pullback here, 167 again can be a good shot, or this Friday lows breaks, and then we can test 159, 180, and then it's gonna test 136. So has a lot of room down. My target for crowd is, okay, let's see $100 pretty soon. 61 retracements is gonna go there easy. Huge bear flag breakdown on the daily chart. Every single rip is gonna get sold on this one. Cisco, I wouldn't play this name anymore. No, there's no way. Unless there is some decent rebound in this name. Otherwise, this is pretty overextended here to the downside. Maybe another bear flag and then to the downside. CVS, nah. Oil pretty extended. I would wait for daily magnets to catch up. Delta Airlines, same thing. So watching just to play the breakdown, or just watching this June 10 lows, and then we'll play the downside on it. No reason to rush. This breakdown, and this is a huge range. Just need a little bit more patience here. A break of this range, hold below it, would give us a really nice play or swings going forward. So patience. Ooh, Dash is looking good. Watching Friday lows on Dash, I think this can be the next beyond. This lows just broke. This huge range broke down on some high volume. So I think we can see continue move to the downside. So 50 is the next, and then we have 45 as our next target on Dash on this 50 break. Dropbox not looking good. Ugly candle on the daily. Yeah, we break Friday lows and then we can test this 52-week lows on Dropbox. Datadog. This bear flag breakdown looks a lot like Google, but still didn't break the June lows yet. So also broke this consolidation on the daily chart, retested it too. Let's see. I think on Friday we can see some lows too on D dog. So starting an alert. The cons, I think, haven't played in a while, but I think the cons are pretty spready. If that's the case, then I'll pass. Um, defend. Isn't it very overextended here? I would wait. I would wait a little bit to short it again. We'll watch SPY. DKNG is holding this breakout zone. So obviously a really big level for DKNG. There's a prior breakout resistance, and then support bounce, and then coming back here again, trying to bounce. If fail to hold, then DKNG is going to test this demand zone next, which is around $13. We break this, and it's straight going to 30 bucks. Let me set an alert. We have Doku. Doku's a good one. Bear flag breakdown, retested it perfectly. Now going back down, slow and steady. I think we can see a big flush on this name, guys. That's what happens. Whenever you guys see, whenever I see, let's say even of the daily time, this works in every time frame. A quick tip is prices going down, slow and steady, or upside, right? Going to upside. Then what happens is there's a one big move coming. We call it capitulation move in any stock. See prices slowly going to the downside. There's like no big move coming. What happens is we see a volume spike. As it, then there's a huge dump comes, all of a sudden, and then it comes up with a volume spike, which shows um, um, which so the capitulation move is happening right now, and then high chances of bottom is in after that huge volume spike and this huge candle here. So watch for these type of candles and volume spikes at the same time to confirm the bottoms, in 2 to 4 days of time period after that candle or when the volume uh, printed. So definitely watching this 5116 level has a gap to fill. Definitely gonna fill this gap. 45 um, 50 is the next target on Doku. 43.30 is the next one. So definitely playing that. TVN extended. That's all right. Nice hammer off eBay. Huge impulsive. Bouncing off this support here. 37.58. What's next? Daily extended. So that's the on Friday. If eBay is hovering around the Friday lows, it's not breaking that, or if it breaks this hammer highs on Fridays, hold above it, can play a quick bounce up to this Thursday highs to 39, a quick day trade on it. I think NFACE is gonna give us a really nice shot pretty soon. The reason it is now topped. The first of all, we got this wave one, two, and then three, and then this wave four. Yeah, this uptrend broke down. Huge rising wedge setting up into the this trend line supply here. So I'll be taking this level to play the down. Should be an easy play, guys. One of the easiest play out there. um 269 or 270 is a good zone. As long as price stays below this zone here, break this zone, and then we can test 220 pretty easily. Not really a good support zone in this range here. I see break that. What are the chances that price goes up and form this head and shoulder here on the daily time frame, and then break that and then go to the downside. This is what I'm expecting. The reason, because after a 5 moves up, price always tends to form an ABC, you know and then followed by another big ABC to the downside. So let's see if we can get that pullback to add the shorts. Let's see. This huge range broke, which is not a good looking chart. Probably lows, big level. Expedia pretty overextended, but should give us a nice play if we break this July lows here. I hope you guys liking this so far. Um, Let me know, guys, in the chat how you guys like it, or if you guys want me to you know do any changes to the charting streams going forward, or if you guys have any suggestions, let me know, or how you guys like it too, so I know you guys are liking it and not just they're sleeping while I'm talking here. Mm. Ooh, four. I think four is ready for a dead cat bounce, but guys, four is gonna give it's the best shots. The reason, it's just first move to the downside. Any pullback, guys, any pullback below this zone 1450 is gonna get sold. So watch for this, any pullback on these names. What a shot. Optimus Prime, Apple. I already covered Apple at the front, so you can go back and then listen to the analysis that I have on Apple. Nice. Thanks, guys. So guys, this is a name, I don't really, trade these type of names, but this does look interesting on the daily chart. This name, phase this spag. You guys know how spag moves. Once they pump the shit, they just pump it a lot. So watching, just in case if we got a squeeze to the either side, so upside or a breakdown of this, tight range on the daily. So we'll definitely try to play it. If the counts are not spready, and then if there's a clear volume, and then a breakout is happening. So setting an alert. Guys, copper, you guys know it last. I think the one that I did, I think the midweek. Guys, also if you guys haven't joined, the free Discord, please do join. As the link is in my Twitter bio. Sometimes I go midweek to go live, do the charting session. I don't do it on YouTube, but I do it on the Discord, for the free members, in the midweek. So if you're not there, please do join uh, that free Discord group. Copper, no, not interested, guys. Not interested. Looking at actual copper, um, to see, guys. Not it's not looking good. Bear flag breakdown on copper. So, guys, just want to know how's the gas prices are doing in your city. Are they increased by 10 to I think 10 to 20% over the weekend or not? Because if you look at the gas prices, I mean the crude oil. mm, new fucking lows on this shit, man. Like, come on. And then you go look at the gas pumps, and then the price is above the last month highs. I think when I go to the pump, I think yesterday I filled a gas tank. Um, I paid 220 per liter in Canada. So it was 195 before. So that was a 25-cent jump in one day. So even if the oil's going down, so the inflation print is now going to look at the charts and then shows you the inflation going down. All this inflation print, is going to go out and see how much is the gas is trading at a gas pump, how much the food prices are, and then the inflation is going to come um, more than expected. If that keeps on happening near your gas pump, it can give you a good indicator. Because this my gas pump was the only indicator the last time that I shot at the top. This 430s when the inflation data was gonna come, and we scored 10 bagger. I'll just keep on watching these commodities index CRB. Um, this is a CRB index that I watch. I look at this high here that made it in August, and then obviously there's near August, near the June high, so the price of that was pretty high. That means the inflation print was going to come more than expected, so which did came more than expected, and then market sold off hard. But right now this ETF is also going down, so let's see if the next inflation print should be a bit tricky. But looking at the gas pumps and the food prices near the house, I think it should keep going up. Fastly, not interested. Chinese names, not interested. Gold, guys, I'm interested in shorting gold. Looking at gold chart, um, I'm actually sitting on my hands to buy gold. Actually, I want to buy gold, but looking at the chart, it just I'm just staying on the sidelines. The reason it broke this big level 1660, broke 1660 big level. Just gonna show in the weekly chart. It's more clear. The levels. Weekly level broke, closed under it on some volumes picking up too. So what's next? Key level on gold would be next is 1569, and then we have this COVID lows, which is 1450. So if it comes to like 1450 zone or around 1360 zone, then I'm definitely going hella long on gold. Also watching this uptrend line, just coming from this lows here from 2000s, bounced off in 2018 and in 2015. So any chance it comes here, it's a nice time to add gold into your long-term port. GM bit extended, but guess what? New lows are coming, guys. New lows are fucking coming in this all these names. GM is gonna go bankrupt. They have so much debt. Interest rates are rising on this. These companies are, guys. If 2 or 4 more years like that, and then all these big companies are gonna go bankrupt because they have so much debt on their name. So 3480 level watching going forward on GM. Break that, and then 33 next. Gamestop is actually holding nicely, but not interested in longs or shorts yet because too many ranges here. Either we break this highs or we break this lows to play the downside. Google filled the gap completely almost and formed a hammer. That's a choppy downside. You can't really play it on a daily basis. If you look at this chart, it'd be a lot of chop. Like look, even though price is going to the downside, right? It's just even it's crashing right from here, but there's like no real trend on the intraday time frame you could play it, and price is still down like 10%. So the phrase is true, guys. No one makes money in the bear market, right? Most people just lose money. That's the reason to uh, this uptrend fake out here. So what's next for GS? Goldman Sachs. Mm, we have this Friday lows in play. Break that, and then it has a really nice daily demand. So if we go into this demand zone right here in GS, then I would try to go long in this zone because this is the prior demand yielded around 30% of the move. So any retest of this zone here, I think we can see a decent bounce before coming back down again. What time is it? Oh, it's 12 o'clock already. HD, it's just a sideways consolidation, guys. So nothing's really going on. So either we break this highs, this consolidation 281, or we break this lows 265s. Just break that, and then it can test this supply zone, another one of the best short opportunities. And we break that, and then there's another good short opportunity on that break. So we break this, and then we can go to 258 is the next level, and then we have this COVID lows, not COVID lows, but 246 is the next on this one. So price in the range, no reason to trade. Hood, fucking shit stock. Hmm, HPQ, no. I mean, price in a daily demand right here, but still, there are other names that I would play. IBM uptrend broke this huge up. I think it's a COVID uptrend. Yeah, so COVID uptrend broke. I think there's a lot more to come for IBM. So what's next? Holding this key support here. This is a daily demand zone. But if we break that, the only watching downside on IBM. Nah, not upside. 0% chance. 118.81 is the next target here on this break on Friday lows, and we break that, and then we have a small gap to fill here in this zone. So it should be an easy shot going forward. Intel, guys, this thing is not looking good. Almost at 2015 lows. We break that, it's gonna go to 18, 19 bucks. I mean, we're definitely gonna go there. This is looking weak as fuck. So daily range broke again on Intel. Hammer support here, but you know what? I'll just play the downside because it's easier. So we break Friday lows, and then we have chance to go test around 25.84 zone here. So it has a decent downside targets on the break. So definitely watching. JD not looking good, but all these Chinese names I don't like to play. Guys, J&J is a good one. Last week, as mentioned, price, consolidating tight in this range. I think it can see explosive breakout if we break above this range here, 167.75, break that 170 next, and then 171.50. I fucking hate it when my coffee gets cold, and just I forgot to just keep on talking. J and J, JPM. Guys, look at this range break. What a clean break. Guys, nice choppy range for like couple of months. Chop, breakdown on high volume. What that suggests that investors are getting the fuck out of this name. And then what's next? Every single pop is gonna get sold. It's that simple. Any single pop on this name, toward this supply zone here, as long as stays below this one, easy shots on JPM. KFC, no, it's okay. Yeah, looking at Coke is also looks like it's broke this COVID uptrend here. So watching this Friday lows, or as long as price stays below this zone, should see more downside. This is a one zone, and this is another range that it recently broke down of this daily. Coke should be weak below these zones. Watching Friday lows. KR is okay. Lucid. How's a Lucid actually? Mm, Can see a little bit of bounce here, like more consolidation in this range here, before breaking to the downside. So I would only play Lucid if we break this lows here, which is May lows, which is around like 1360. We break that, and then it would give us a nice trade. And anything in between, it just can be a chop. I'll just wait for price to break clear structure, and then it will give us a high confidence trades, right? There's no point of taking the trade whenever it's in a range, because it can reject anytime. Let's say price is in this range, and then this is a candle closed here, and then you are like, what, and there's another candle closed in this range, and you like, I'm gonna play this candle breakout here, and then it breaks out in this third candle, and then price is still in this huge range, and you're playing the breakout, but you don't know price is in this range. You don't know where price is going to reject, because everywhere in this range, there's a supply, there's a demand here, right here in this zone there's a demand, there's a right above this, there's a supply. You don't know where it's going to reject, where it's going to bounce. So what I would do is I would just wait for this highs to break to play the upside, and I would wait for this lows to break to play the downside. So pretty easy uh, to filter out the noise, just by having the ranges on the charts. LMT, it does look good, but no man, I can't play this name. The spreads are pretty wide, and then this name moves like shit. So might as well just remove it from my watch list. Yes, natural gas, LNG, fake out. That's what I was looking for to play the breakdown. If you guys don't remember, you guys can see my 3 to 4 weeks old video on it, that I was actually looking for LNG fake out, and then range break to play the downside target, to play the downside on it. Um, so 153. So let's look at natural gas first. Definitely not looking good. Bear flag break, head and shoulder breakdown on it. I think any pullback is a sell. I don't see a quality demand zone unless price hits these zones here, 524, 5.7. As long as it's weak, as long as stays below this zone here, 7.6 on net gas. So looking at LNG, uh, I think this can provide a good shot going forward. Watching this Friday lows to play the breakdown. I think the cons are pretty good too. They're pretty liquid. And 142 is my next target on that 152 break. So nice play. Lows, no, not interested. This is semi name. LRCX, but extended. I haven't played yet. Ooh, huge sell off. Lulu. Let's see if this is a bear flag. It does look like this huge ass bear flag. It just looks like a crowd setup, but crowd already broke down. So fake out. So a key level for Lulu would be these lows here. 283, bit extended now on the daily chart. You want a little bit more consolidation in this region here, and then start the downtrend again. So 283 would be a good level to play the downside on Lulu. I think Love can see more downside, or the airlines. So definitely watching the airlines for downside this week. So Love already broke this range here. So just melting the downside, and then next target on LUV would be 3022. How many alerts we got already? Oh, it's only 21 yet. So we are getting extra careful. So only quality setups, guys. Only quality setups. You guys see Lift. Ooh, Lift is a good one. I played it last time, got smoked so bad. Never mind. This is actually a good setup. So Macy's huge head and shoulder breakdown. Watch for any retest of this zone here, 1628 or 17. Price goes there, high chances of rejecting again. Bulls can say, this is a price is consolidating in this, falling, this falling wedge or whatever. But guys, always play the levels. Don't play the, never play the patterns, guys. Always play the levels. Mastercard, not a good look, but also not a good look to play the downside again because bit extended, need a little bit of a relief bounce before shutting it back down. Mora was a play on Friday. Perfect retest of the zone and then went back to the downside and then chopped most of the day on Friday. That was the most of the stocks were on Friday and Thursday. Guys, Meta. We played Meta on Friday, but it didn't play out the way I wanted to play out. Is I was watching this range here. I think I added on that retest here. Near that retest in this candle, I added. I was like, there's a bear flag setting up into the supply. It should reject, and then I added somewhere in this candle here. I was retesting it, and then we waited. We waited for like an hour for it to play out, and then when it finally started playing out, we got the premiums are not moving just because the VIX was above 30, and then the premium was pretty the theta was pretty high on those cons, and then just went sideways, burnt the premium all day. So nothing we could do about it. If the whole market is bleeding and then the meta is not bleeding, it just chose the wrong stock to play on Friday. But let's see if we get next week. We should find a good setups. MGM pretty weak. Bounce is gonna get sold. Watching 3M is actually broke this COVID lows here. Broke this COVID lows, and the retested it too on Friday. So if it stays below this range here, then I'm expecting this break of Friday lows. Should be an easy trade. 111.62, big level, guys. So break that, and then instant flush to 107 next on 3M. No one should be missing on this one. Only upside if we break this this range here. This is a range. If we break this range, only then upside. Anything below is a sell. Ooh, ammo dumped. Guys, look, the side what I was talking about this whole time, again showed here impulsive move to the downside, price consolidating in a bear flag. Now it's working on its way down again. So now I'm watching this Friday lows is in a huge range. So if we break this range, should give us a nice move to the downside. My targets are 39.61 and 37.57. MRK looking good for upside, but I'm watching Johnson & Johnson, so I'm only gonna play J&J on the upside. If we break, not all these names. Moderna not interested yet. Banks not looking good. Morgan Stanley, I'm watching Friday lows on Morgan Stanley. So watching two bank names going into tomorrow, Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. Microsoft Showed some nice strength on Friday actually. So what's next for Microsoft? Hmm, let's look at a smaller time frame to see. I don't see a reason to go long unless we break this highs like 250, 245s or 247s. Anything in below is gonna be a sell. So I would wait for this 245 level to break to play any upside on it. MU, holy MU formed a fucking hammer. Guys, I'm watching airlines to the downside. I'm watching semis. All the semis looking good. Form this nice hammer into support. So if this low holds, then we can see a short-term bounce in the semis. So definitely watching. They are the one that sold off pretty bad compared to the other market. So definitely watching. And E gap filled. Ooh, net. This is nice. This is nice. So range broke, which is pretty good, and then giving us clear targets. Now, if we break this Friday lows, 58.18 to the downside, break that, and then we have 49.70 in play on Cloudflare. And then let's look at this uptrend where it's going, and it's broke the uptrend. So definitely on high watch. Netflix. Net is gonna break down pretty bad. Just not now. Right at the moment. Price can easily come back, in this range. So should give us a big move on Netflix. Either we break this lows or this highs. Just a little bit more patience. Probably like a week or two, and then we can see a breakdown. A huge volume started to come in, so that means a big move is brewing in Netflix pretty soon. Just gotta be patient to break off this either side. No trades in between. News look like shit. Nike broke June lows already. July lows. I mean, and earnings coming up. We'll decide later on. Damn, this was a setup. It definitely has more room down, guys. Service now, 377. I think it's gonna go to 352 next. Uh, just look like fucking beyond meat, bro. Wow, huge volume, guys. I think it's it's one more move down coming. Nvidia holding 122.52 level, and then 122.50 breaks, 115.50 comes. So guys, this zone needs to hold for Nvidia. 150, 115.50 breaks, 78 comes next. It's that easy. But extended now on the daily, expecting some sort of rebound here. Fucking oil turned on. Octa, I'm not interested in this name. This is down like 50% in just a couple of days. So I don't think we're gonna see a big moves unless we break some big levels. I'm staying away from this name. On no. Oracle. Wow. I think we got into our swing on this break here. So if we held, it should be 1000%, but we sold for only 100%. Very extended. So what is Oracle gonna do? Is gonna give us the one of the best shots in the US stock market history. Price going down, give me a nice consolidation, and then puke again. OSTK, guys. Okay, this is a setup. This is the setup. Huge range break, and then we have this nice base formed in this zone. I think any bounces to either this zone or to this zone is gonna get sold. Target's 22 and then 1890 is next. This thing was $1. This thing was a penny in the COVID lows, and then this shit pumped to $128. So it has a history of going back to pennies after hitting some big levels. Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely going back to penny again. So watch this zone for a big shot. Pen, ooh, nice hammer. Watching pen for upside, volume coming in. Daily is pretty extended too, yeah, but extended. So watching if we got a bounce around this zone here, 2836, bounce around this zone and then sell again. Pepsi, not a good setup. Let's see. Yeah, can have a lot of like 169 80s to play the upside on Pepsi. Looking at this downtrend here, also looks like a bull flag or a downtrend channel, whatever you guys want to call it. 172 is the next target on that break, so definitely watching just to play the intraday, nothing heavy. Pfizer, okay, Pfizer is a setup to play the downside actually. Setting in a lot on Pfizer in this huge uptrend broke. This huge uptrend broke down of this, I think it's a COVID lows. So watching this 4350 level to play the downside on it with the targets of 41. So it should give us a nice move if we break this zone here. What is that my lot? Yeah, PG. Guys, next week's so many fucking banger setups, guys. You don't need to play all of them. Just choose a couple and then you'll be fine. No need to chase every single one of them. Oh, pins not looking good. For pins I would have a little bit lower support, so I'll be watching like 22, also a psyche number. Compared to Friday lows, I will be watching 22 zone, and then uptrend broke, or call it rising wedge into the supply bear pattern, right? So watching this breaks, and then we have this target here next, and then we have this targets. Should be nice play. PayPal broke big level. I think the only way to play PayPal would be the supply rejection on if we push into the supply. Qualcomm, no, I'm only watching couple names like AMD is only AMD and probably Nvidia are the only ones that I'm watching this week. For semis, the Roblox I'm actually watching the upside. Roblox, Pen, all these names. So watching Roblox above Thursday highs, which is around 3610. Watching that if we break this 3610 zone on Roblox, and then we can test this 37 on 74 zone here, and then if market decide to bounce, I think Roblox can be the good one to play the upside, because when this thing moves nice, like 5%, like 4% in a day, right? So you don't want to miss on that break. RCL holding on to this dear life, or this uptrend here, or this huge bear flag, uptrend channel, whatever. So definitely watching this RCL lows just in case we break, right? And the market is pretty weak, or even the market is sideways. There are stocks that can still sell off when the market is sideways. So if the market is sideways, watch for the names that are bleeding out to the upside. You can always play something. Right? No, not anymore. How's Bitcoin doing? sideways, nothing really going on. We have this small up downtrend following. Rivian hammer into support here. This prior support hammer. Let's see if you can see the bounce of this zone. Roku, okay. Let's see if Roku is a good one. I mean, for the technical standpoint, for the price action, if I look at it, this thing's looking weak as fuck. So I'll be watching this Friday lows definitely on high watch. If you break that, it's also near this COVID lows. What are the chances we see a bounce? We break that and then just go to 55 next. The only reason that I don't like this setup here for the downside, like for the swing especially, is this this weekly RSI is just keep on going up as price is going down, but also watch this uptrend here on this relative strength index. We break that uptrend and then we can see serious downside on Roku going forward. 55 breaks and then it's literally gonna test these lows here, guys. $28, $30. What time is it, guys? Okay, I think that's about it for today, guys. There if I missed any, I know I did not do this one. Let me do Tesla real quick, because let me know if I missed any on the chart that you want me to look at. Then I think there's a good enough watch list that we made 30 alerts already. I probably will add one or two more, and then we'll go through it again, and then I will post my watch list on Twitter. Most likely Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night I will post the watch list and with some setups on the Twitter. So Tesla's just sideways action in here. 266 needs to hold, or is a serious downside coming on Tesla. So just watch on that. Guys, any more questions you guys have, let me know in the chat, or if you guys want me to look at any charts, also let me know in the chat too. And then if you guys still haven't joined the premium, where I do live trade every single day, Monday to Friday, 2 to 4 hours a day, giving my live entries and exits on the voice. If you guys want to check it out, do check it out. The link is in the bio. What is another one? I think I'm gonna follow the UPSD. Yes, the AMD. Yeah, AMD does look good. You're also watching UPSD. They should figure this out on Friday. I'm not letting it go that easy. Alright, guys, so I think that's about it, guys, for today. Hope you guys liked today's session. If you did enjoy it, and then if you did find something nice out of this session, something educational, guys, please do comment on Twitter how you guys liked it, and then if you guys want me to keep on doing it to every single week. Yes, guys, there is a discount code for the premium, which would be, I think it's September 20 off. Should give you 20% off of the monthly price. Alright, guys, have a good one. I'll catch you guys the next weekend or in the live trading Monday morning. Have a good weekend. Love you all, guys.